Hello my little lovebirds, TonyaTko here, and today we're going to be talking about unconditional love. For those of you who don't know, I'm your love guru, TonyaTko, and I posed this question on my Facebook page earlier today, and for those of you who are not on my Facebook page, please come over to facebook.com/TonyaTko Show. And that's Tonya with an O. All right. Let's get right into it. Unconditional love. Is there such a thing as unconditional love? Love without conditions, no matter what. No matter what this person does, no matter what this person says, no matter what you've been through, what this person has put you through, and what they've done to you, is there such a thing as unconditional love? For those of you who don't know, there are 5 different types of love. Eros, Philia, Agape, and Storge. I don't know how to pronounce the last one. But Eros is that erotic, lustful love. Philia, friendship love. Agape, the one that we're talking about today, unconditional love, like the love that God, for those of you who believe in God, that God has for His children. And then Storge, an affection type of love. Let's talk about agape, and I'm going to admit to you guys the propelling of what jolted me into today's video. Last week I did a video called Will a Caucasian Male Protect Me? And it was about a situation where I went out with a Caucasian colleague of mine, and he decided to speak about my body disparagingly. That's not what prompted this video. And by the way, please stay tuned to the end of this video. I have a surprise for you. Also, I'm going to I have a surprise for you. I'm going to finish up. Well, it's not a surprise, I'll tell you now. I'm going to finish up the story because I had a chance to talk with this man about why it is that he felt that he needed to say those things to me, and he spoke with me candidly, and I'm going to tell you guys what he said, and believe me, it may not be what you think it would be. So let's talk about unconditional love. Somebody mentioned to me that, oh, perhaps this man was ashamed of me, and that's why he spoke about me this way. And this created an entire circle of thought in my mind and in my spirit, and I started wondering a lot of different things. Okay. And one of them had to do with whether or not this man was ashamed of me, whether or not I should be ashamed of myself. And then someone also made a comment about people with inflated sense of egos, and I've tried to figure out what type of person would, be upset with a person because this person dare have the nerve to show love for themselves, even when they are not at their best, when they don't look the way this person feels that they should look, or have what this person should have. And I know, because men come out and they talk to me about women loving them when they don't have any money. I have women who come to me and they talk to me about people not loving them when they're a little bit heavy. So let's talk about agape. Let's talk about this unconditional love. Does it exist? Now let's talk about, let's come on a mental journey with me, and let's talk about love. Would you want to be in a relationship with somebody who decided that if you lost your job, they were going to withhold love from you? Would you want to be in a relationship with somebody that if you got a little bit fat, that they would not be there for you, that they're going to hold it off until you lost a little bit of weight? Oh, I'm going to hold off this love from you till you get it trimmed up, baby. There was a girl who was talking about somebody, a friend of hers, who was going on and on about her body. Oh, goodness. Oh, Lord. You know what? There's just, I wish, You know, I wish that there were a way that I could talk and get everything out. That's all of the things that are on my mind, because there are about 5 or 6 different things that are troubling me. All right. So let's get back to the whole relationship thing. Would you want a person who would withhold love from you? Let's say if there was something that you did that they didn't like for you to do, what type of love is that? What type of love is that? And then what if this person hurt you and they were truly sorry? Would you be able to forgive this person? Would you want, if this shoe were on the other foot, for this person to forgive you? And the reason why I say all of this is right back to the bare essence, the very beginning of all of this, because people wondered, how can I love myself? How can I be proud and unashamed when I am not at the epitome of where I know that I can be? So when I talk about agape, unconditional love, I want to ask you, is the love that you have for yourself conditional? When I post it on Facebook, listen to me. Almost every single last one of the people who came out said that there were conditions on the love that they give. Oh, if you hurt me, I won't love you. If you hurt my children, I'd have to take away my love. If you don't treat me how I say or I choose that you should treat me, I'm going to withdraw my love from you. Now, whether or not that is, listen, whether or not that is right or wrong is going to be left up to interpretation. I would love to hear more from you. But my whole main purpose of this video is to wonder and ask you, what if the person who wronged you is you? What if the person who did you wrong is the person that's inside of you? Yes, when the person is without, you say, get away from me. I'm going to love you from afar. But what about when that person is inside of you? Are you prepared to love you no matter what? You say you want somebody to love you, or you can give somebody else unconditional love. Oh yeah? Can you? There was only one person by the name of Odisha. I believe it was Odisha. I want to check that, because I want to give this person a definite shout out, because they deserve one. Yes, Odisha. It was one person by the name of Odisha who talked about self-love, how it all begins within you. And I want to ask, how can you expect to give anybody a love that you're not prepared to give yourself? If you get fat, if you lose your job and you are broke, if you are in a disfiguring fire or accident and you no longer have use of your limbs, can you still love you? Will you still be able to pull the things that you need to from the inside to stand up tall and know that you are worth not only the love of other people, but mainly and beginning at the heart of it all, the love within you? Are you prepared to love yourself no matter what? And it's so easy. It's so easy to say yes. But then why is it that so many of us do so many things that are counter to love? I am not going to celebrate my life because I am X age and I'm not where I want to be. I gained this weight, so I will not show myself. I'm going to hide out. I'm going to abuse myself. I don't feel that I'm worthy, and I'm going to allow other people to abuse me. And then what about, and then we talk about unconditional love and giving love to other people, and if they wrong us, forgiving them if they are truly sorry. But what if the person who wronged you is you? Sometimes the hardest person that we can forgive is ourselves. Can you forgive you no matter what? And like I said, it's easy when that person is outside of you. You say, no, I'm taking my love away from you. I'm taking myself away from you. I'm going to move. Get thee away from me. But how do you escape from the person that you have within you? Can you forgive yourself? Can you look at yourself and say, listen, I am sorry. No matter what. I don't care what it is that you're battling with. Whether you had a miscarriage or whether or not you intentionally ended the life or cut off the life of your You know what, it's a very touchy topic. But you know what, those types of things are never easy. But are you willing to forgive yourself no matter what? You did something that you didn't mean to do. Are you willing to say, listen, I'm sorry. I forgive me. Whether you were the cause of some terrible accident that you were in, however it is that you participated in where you are today, are you prepared to say, listen, I'm sorry, I forgive me, so that you can move on? Like me personally, listen, this winter I sat down and I was eating all sorts of pizza and Chinese food, and I'm telling you, every single bite that I ate was delicious, and I remember every single one of them. And what's the result? This is the result. This. That's the result. But do I sit down and do I say I'm ashamed of myself? No, I'm not. What can I do? Do I hold my love back from myself and go into hiding and beat myself up like people who call me and they're like, or they contact me and they're crying because they don't feel that they're worth it, and they don't feel that they're worthy, and they're feeling sorry for themselves, and they did things to themselves that they didn't appreciate, and they can't forgive themselves? I have to sit down and say, Tonya, I know that you did this to me, and I forgive you. And I'm going to move on and keep pushing on. And for those of you who want to come on my weight loss journey or my fitness journey, please, by all means, come over to my other page, TonyaTko Fitness. That's Tonya what? With an O. Come over to my other page and join me. Because this here on the outside that we have is temporary. But the love that you have for yourself has to endure no matter what. Whether you were the person who was driving when you got into that accident, or whether or not you allowed yourself to get into the car with a person who harmed you, or whether or not you're battling with the feelings of how when you were younger you shouldn't have allowed that person to touch you the way that they did. You have to forgive yourself first. How can you give to anybody else what you won't give to you? And I'm going to ask again, is there such a thing as unconditional love? Love with no conditions, agape. No matter what you do, no matter how you wrong you, no matter what it is that you do, if you truly are sorry, can you forgive you? And that's where it all starts. It starts with the love that you have within before you can propel that love without. You know, I'm doing this video because I have so many people that beat themselves up because they don't feel worthy, because they've been withholding their own love for themselves, because they won't celebrate. They won't take advantage. Someone passed away and they never got a chance to say, I love you, or I'm sorry. The main person that you have to start and say that you're sorry to is you. So on that note, I'm going to end this video, but first I'm going to tell the story of this man so that you guys can have an idea of what it is and why it is that you have to know who you are and have this self-love inside of you, so that no matter what anybody else says, no matter what they think of you, because believe me, the love that you have for yourself cannot be contingent on other people's point of view. Oh, they don't love you. So does that mean that your love that their acceptance is a condition of the love that you feel for yourself? So that you have to hold it back because this person doesn't feel that you're worthy? No. Let me tell you all something. I spoke with this man. Oh, I called him up the next day. Because some of you were like, oh, maybe he was really concerned about your health. People who are concerned about your health, there's a different way that people go about doing things. Because as you remember, I spoke about it when I was with him, and I told him that I was actively working on losing the weight before he started telling me that a girl my age and calling me a girl, and then talking about go watch this video. I went into full detail, and then he got played out when we went out into the street, and I'd love to follow up on that, because there were a lot of people that said that race had nothing to do with the way that he was treated on the streets, and there are a lot of different factors that go into the way this man was played out. For many different reasons. I don't know if it was the universe coming back around to him or whatnot, but let me get to the heart of the story. Okay, so I spoke with this man, and I said, I asked him, I wanted to find out what was it that, that made him make those statements. I said, were you under the impression that I was unaware that there was a problem, or I was unaware of the issue? He was like, no, that he knew I was aware of it. And then I asked him whether or not he was under the impression that I was currently working on the problem, and he said that he felt that I was working on it, right? And I was like, so what was it that made you make these statements, right? And then he started going on about how my health is going back into this foolishness, right? Sometimes you got to box a person in, box them into set them up, set the conversation up, and then box them in. So I was like, so I said, okay, so, but you made these statements, and I had already, during the conversation, I already told you that I was well aware of this, and I was like, it's not like I was in denial and that I wasn't acknowledging that there was a problem. I had already acknowledged that I felt I had a problem and that I was currently working on it, so I wanted to find out what was it that made him make these statements. And listen, let's talk about it. Listen to what it is that he said. Remember I said I had not seen him for 6 months, so he had not seen me since I had put on this 10, 15 pounds, however much it is that I put on, right? So he said to me that part of the reason that he made those statements about my weight is because he had some residual anger left. You know what? I think my pot is on. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Oh, goodness. You know what? That is so embarrassing. I thought I turned that off before I started making the video, and then I hear things crackling back there. Nonetheless, so which part was I up to? Okay, so we were talking about the comments, and he was saying, it had been some time since he had seen me, and that I never gave him an explanation for why I hadn't seen him in so long, and how he was so upset with me and all this other stuff, and because I had not acknowledged the fact that, I hadn't picked up the phone to call him, or I hadn't returned some of his phone calls and all of this other stuff. So he said that he made the statements to take me down a notch. Listen, he said that he felt that I was just too you know what, I don't remember the exact word that he used, but basically the whole basic gist of it is that he felt that I was just too high and mighty, and I felt too highly of myself. So he felt that if he made those statements that I would not think that I was all of that, and and basically feel sorry for not having contacted him. Let me say one thing to ladies and gentlemen, actually ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. One tactic of seduction is to make a person feel, okay, first you give a person a lot of compliments so that they think that you know what you're talking about, and then you start criticizing them heavily so that this person is constantly trying to seek out your approval, because since you had begun to agree with them and had all of these wonderful and nice things to say about them, they're under the impression that you really do care about them. And then when you start criticizing them, they think that the criticism that you have come from a place of reality, and so you end up trying to get their initial approval. So you stay inside that situation, constantly trying to jump it through hoops for this person, trying to get back to the level that you were at before, trying to get this person's approval, so that they keep you in this vicious cycle. What they do is they build you up, and then they knock you down, and then they keep you down by rotating you around with their criticism, so that you think that you can't do better, you think that you deserve that, and you think that this person really knows what they're talking about. But see, this is what I'm talking about, that agape love that you have to have for yourself. This unconditional love, which is not contingent upon what somebody else thinks of you. So yes, So I was able to smack that down in its entirety because I love myself. I've gained a little bit of weight, but that doesn't take away from the love that I have for me. I'm still the same person on the inside, and this weight, baby, it's temporary. Like I said, come over to my channel. Come work out with me. Let's talk about different ideas and different foods and different combinations of food that could help you lose weight. I've helped many people lose weight over the years. So let's do this with me. Round 3. TonyaTko Fitness. YouTube.com/TonyaTko Fitness. Come join that. I'm getting my web page built up, because when I say, when I say I'm not ashamed of me, I'm not ashamed of me. And speaking of which, speaking of me not being ashamed of me, there were some ladies who came out and was like, they didn't believe my measurements, this, that, any other. Can't you see when a lady is being a lady, when a lady is being modest and reserved? Can't you see that, baby? That stuff really annoyed me, because I can see how something like that is just so petty, and I can see how some of the men come out with their complaints about women and the state of mind that they're in. I'm grown. Sometimes you have to assess a person and the things that they say, so that you can get an understanding of where they're coming from. I'm not ashamed of myself. What reason would I have to lie about my measurements? So here, let me show you. Let me show you. For those of you who are so up on me that you know more about me than I know about me, let me show you. Please take a look, since I know you love so much to look at me. So for those of you who don't like flagrant shows of self-love, you can go on and click out of the video now. This part is not for you. He says, yes, please. I would love for you to look at me. Because, here we go, look. You wanna, I know you love me. Because you know what? Sometimes you have to let a grown woman be a grown woman. I don't have anything to hide. I've already told you guys that I have done my fitness videos where I've measured myself for you. I said just go reference that. But no, you want to see here? Come, get a load of me, because no, I guess there's no more time for modesty. Here we go. What does that say? When I did the original measurement, I was 33.5 inches over there. I got no reason to lie. I ate a little bit of lunch before I started this. Who knows? But right now it's at 34. Here we go. And it's like, I don't understand. Some person, the stuff that I was hearing was just so ridiculous. Let me get my camera set up correctly. Hold on. What does that say? So there we have it. Listen, I don't know what more. I don't know what more I can say. But then, you know, even afterwards, there will still be so many people who have so many other and different varied things to say. But you know what? The one thing that I know and have always known is that I love me. And that the people's comments, listen, people's comments towards you are really mainly about how they feel about themselves. It really has nothing at all to do with you. Because remember what I said? If there's a person who's feeling good about themselves, that person doesn't have to try to put you down. When people are feeling good, they try to lift up other people. It's only when people are feeling low and feeling down and feeling their own self-hatred that they try to push that and try to hone that in on you. So anyway, TonyaTko, I would love it if you subscribe to my videos here. Come over to my page on YouTube, youtube.com/TonyaTko Fitness, and that's Tonya with an O. And let's talk about unconditional love. Is there a way? Do you have unconditional love for yourself? Have you been holding on to different things over the years that have been holding you back and not forgiving yourself? Forgive yourself, and I'm telling you, I don't know and I don't care what it is. No matter what it is, whether you got yourself into a car accident, whether or not you hurt somebody else, whether or not you chased away love, or didn't accept the love that you had, no matter what it is, forgive yourself and move on. That's true loving right there. Anytime that when you wake up every day, you're given a new chance. So the lives that we're living today are a reflection of the choices that we made yesterday. Loving yourself and forgiving yourself is the first step that you need to go on towards living the life that you want to live tomorrow. TonyaTko, and I'm out. I love you guys very much. Do you want a hug? Do you want a hug? Hug. I love you guys. Come over to my Facebook page, facebook.com/TonyaTko Show. Come over to my personal website. That's going to be fixed up soon, TonyaTko.com. And make sure you join my other YouTube page where I'm going to be doing my workout videos. Come along with me for this journey. You know, this stuff, these bodies we have are only temporary. And no matter what, you've got to love you. TonyaTko. And I'm out. Peace.